I wanted to see if I could beat one of the hardest Pokemon Brick Bronze copies, Brick Bronze Legacy. The battles in this game are a lot harder than any other Pokemon Brick Bronze copy. Watch until the end. So I create a new account, join the game, and start a new save file. Everything starts off in this house, so I wake up, I name myself, and after talking with my parents and Jake, I go to the lab to get my first Pokemon. I chose Mudkip, obviously, so as I'm leaving the lab, Jake challenges me to a battle. So I destroy him pretty easily. Then I make my way to Route 1 when I catch this Fletching. I just thought he was a good choice, you know? So as I'm leaving town, Jake stops me and tells me that something really bad happened.
Your parents just got kidnapped by evil Team Eclipse.
Yeah, so that just happened, I guess. So as I make my way to Chestnut Town, I meet this woman who invites me to her house. Hopefully she won't do something bad, like steal something valuable from me, right?
But what the hell?
Anyways, me and Jake go chase her down, and we end up in Gale Forest. So I battle a few trainers, so I find her and challenge her into a battle. But it didn't go as expected, because I lost time and time again for some reason. This was genuinely one of the hardest fights of this video, not gonna lie. So after I finally defeat her, Mudkip evolved into a Marshtomp. So right after that, I started to make my way to Sylvan City to get the first gym badge. So right before I could even make it there, my Fletching evolved into a Fletchinder, so that was nice. Here we are in Sylvan City, ready to take on the first gym. But before I did that, I went and got myself a free Eevee from this guy. So, if you're not familiar with Pokemon Brick Bronze gyms or any Pokemon gyms, every gym has a certain type of puzzles or some kind of challenge, and some trainers you need to fight before the gym leader. So this is the final puzzle, and there he is, Chad. There it is, the first gym badge. Just before I left for Route 5, I caught this Abra and this Electrike. So we also meet with this dude who gives us some running shoes, so that's gonna be useful. And my Eevee also evolved into an Espeon. And I also decided to catch this Ghastly just to add to the team. So as I'm leaving for Brimber City, Jake surprises me and wants to fight. So I obviously destroy him. Upon making it to Brimber City, we meet with Jake and the gym leader, who tells us that we can't challenge the gym yet because Team Eclipse are trying to summon Groudon in the volcano next to the city. So basically we have to stop them. So I make it to the volcano, and there they are. They are waiting to summon Groudon. So I try to stop them by fighting them, but I guess it didn't work. Anyways, we're now able to battle the second gym. So this gym requires you to do some parkour in order to battle the gym leader, so yeah. Here we are, second gym, let's go. This gym took a lot of tries, but we did it. Second gym badge. So this part of the game is quite interesting. So basically there are a bunch of Bidoofs who are blocking the road, and we need to battle some lumberjacks in order to fix it. So yeah, that was pretty funny, I guess. Here we are, Laguna Lake. Nothing really happens here, I guess. Going to Route 8, we meet with Jake, who accompanies us until Roscoe City, so we do some double battles with him. So just after a few battles, my Marshtomp evolved into a Swablu. My Electrike evolved as well. One thing I really love about this game is that, weather changes. Here we are in Roscoe City. So, just like the last gym, Team Eclipse are here trying to summon Kyogre this time. But I guess it didn't work in their favor. Third gym badge, let's go. So as soon as I beat him, Ariolo evolved into a Lucario. This gym was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I guess we got it. So as soon as I left Route 9, Jake and Tess challenged me into a battle where I defeated them both. And I caught this Meryl. We also encountered an Absol, which is kinda nice, I guess. But Tess and Jake scared it away. And then they inform us that we need to go to Anthean City for some reason. Meryl evolved into an Meryl. So after I leave Kragonos Mines, I meet again with Tess and Jake, but this time in this weird looking flying ship. After we make it to Anthean City, we go and talk with this dude named Gerald. We then immediately go to the hoverboard store to get myself a hoverboard. Although I had the money to buy a Megastone, I didn't buy it because I thought I didn't really need it at this time. It was now time to battle the 4th gym badge. This one was pretty easy, I beat it in my 2nd try. There it is, the 4th gym badge, already. We were already making some good progress here. But then Tess tells us that Jake went out on his own to battle Team Eclipse. Yeah, that's probably something Jake would do. Anyways, we go with Tess into the sewers to try and find Jake. And we find the secret exit, and here he is. So basically, we're also revealed that Professor Cypress is actually the leader of Team Eclipse all along. So we defeat him pretty easily, and he lives on the spaceship and tells us that he's gonna blow up the entire city. That's when Dialga and Palkia appear out of fucking nowhere. That's when they send us back in time to stop the bomb. We made it to Iridia City, which is a big desert, and we find the gym leader along with some Team Eclipse members, so we help him, which allows us to battle the gym. After some digging, I finally found him, and it was time to get our 5th gym badge. There it is, gym badge number 5. It was now time to go to Floruma City. Here we are in Floruma City, ready to battle the 6th gym. So nothing really happens here. The footage is a bit laggy for some reason, I really don't know why, sorry about that. I really don't know why the footage was so laggy, but anyways, there it is, 6th gym badge. As we're going through Route 14, we meet up once again with Team Eclipse for the millionth time. But this time, we get a pretty big surprise. Yeah, so basically Jake's one of them. That was one of the biggest plot twists in Roblox history. So we defeated him, obviously, and they left. It was now time to head to Route 15. Honestly, it's one of my favorite routes. Just look at this. Roseville City, my favorite city in the game. So I do some healing and go straight to the 7th gym. I don't know, something just felt off about this gym. It's not like I remembered it to be. Like, why is the gym leader naked? Anyways, I lost so many times against him that I decided to buy a Megastone. So the best Megastone I could buy is the Lucario one, so I bought it and went straight to him and I beat him on my first try. Here it was, the 7th gym. Only one left to go. This also challenges us into a battle, so we defeat her pretty easily just because I had a fairy Pokemon and all of her Pokemon were dragon types. Route 16 is a pretty fun route just because we get to snowboard down the hill all the way to Port Deca. I mean, just look at the snowboarding skills. So as we arrive to Port Deca, we receive TM Surf, which allows us to swim all the way to Crescent Town. So Tess takes the boat, and in this scene you can see Jake is looking at us right here. Anyways, I swim all the way to Crescent Town for the 8th gym badge. Here we are in Crescent Town, where we meet the man that took Tess here, and he tells us that Tess went chasing down a Team Eclipse member, so we chased him down and found this place, which looked kinda suspicious. Well, I was right, because it's a secret base. So we beat a few trainers and find this, our parents, Tess, surrounded by Team Eclipse. They all leave to summon Hoopa, except for Jake, who still thinks he can beat us. Going on Route 18, we finally make it to the Demon's Tomb, where Cypress is trying to summon Hoopa. So we defeat him for the 3rd time, I think. It was kind of easy, not gonna lie. But it was too late. He already summoned Hoopa and opened up the portal. Except that Jake throws him into the portal and somehow throws himself into the portal this time, which is kind of sad. So now we have a chance to catch Hoopa, which I didn't, and we're already in the 8th gym. So I battle the gym leader, and this footage was also a bit laggy. I really don't know why. I'm sorry for that, but you know, this was kind of easy too. I beat it on like my 2nd try. The hardest thing about this gym was the puzzle, I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard, because this game has the OG puzzle, the one from 2018. So yeah. There it was, the 8th and final gym badge. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't, I know I did. If you have any recommendations or ideas for future videos, feel free to comment them down below. This is it for this video, the hardest Pokemon Big Bronze copy. This was our team for this video. Thank you so much. Love you all.